Hello, this is Noreen from Joya Cards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Yay! For more of my Stampin' Up! Card videos, please click that subscribe button and the little bell, and you'll be notified when my videos release. Also, I give away the demo card, so if you're a first-time subscriber, put your email in the comments, and I'll email you back and let you know if you won the card. Also, make sure you watch the video all the way through, because you never know. I might give the card away to anyone, or I might be doing card kits or swaps or something. So anyway, now let's go make a card. Today's card is Butterfly Brilliance. Yay! So we're going to be doing some sponging and some Stampin' Blending and all kinds of stuff. So let's see what we're going to use. Of course, we're going to use a Butterfly Brilliance. We're going to use Peaceful Moments for the sentiment and also Beautiful Day. And then the card base is going to be a 5.5 by 4.25 in Gorgeous Grape. And then you need 2 pieces of basic black, and these are going to be 5.25 by 4, and 2 pieces of shimmery white, not basic white, but shimmery white, and these are going to both be cut 5 by 3.75. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and just put down our basic black on the front and then on the inside. So that's pretty easy. So your card should look like that so far. Let's go ahead and put our card base to the side and get a piece of scratch paper and bring out one of your pieces of shimmery white. And what we're going to do is we're going to sponge this paper. We're going to take the new Stampin' Blends, and we're going to take Magenta Madness, and we're going to go ahead and ink up our blending brush and swirl it, and then swirl in. And I want to make this kind of dark, and so go ahead and continue putting in your magenta. Now it might be good to take a Post-it note, put the sticky part on your fingers and hold it down, because you can leave fingerprints, so we don't want to do that. And we're going to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to finish it and I'll be right back. Now that you've got your magenta down really nice and thick, what you're going to do is you're going to grab one of the Stampin' Spritzers. This is an older one or somebody else's. And here's Stampin' Up's right here. And then grab the refill ink of Gorgeous Grape and Balmy Blue and put a few drops in each one of them, and then fill the rest up with alcohol. And then shake them up. I also added a little bit of Wink of Stella in it. I just took off the cap and squeezed a bunch in the bottle and then shook it up really good. So now you've got 2 spritzers, and we're going to take our piece and let's grab a small box, just any kind of small box here. I don't know how well you can see this. Anyway, so take your piece of your blended paper and put it inside the box, and I'm going to first spray it with the Balmy Blue, and I'm going to spray inside the box, just like that. And then we're going to switch to the Highland Heather. And actually, I said that was Gorgeous Grape. No, this is Highland Heather. Whoopsie, that's a big difference. So Highland Heather, Highland Heather, Highland Heather. And shake that up. And we're going to also spritz in the box. And the thing about alcohol is it dries right away. So this will not be very wet when you take it out. But it's going to have a little more color on it and a lot more shimmer on it. So that's what I decided to go ahead and use. Now you definitely need your Stamparatus, because this stamp is one big stamp. You also should grab a chamois or whatever you're using to clean your stamps in between. And we have these chamois in the cases. You can get them on my online store, so it's great. And then take your case and put it under the lid of your Stamparatus. Now I've done this card a bunch of times because I was really trying to get, you know, the coloring right and which way was the best way to color it. So I made a lot of attempts. So I've got everything marked out here. So if you make more than one card, keep it all marked, and then you can just kind of mass produce them. So I'm going to take this piece, and the first place I'm going to put it is right here. So I've got this marked off already. Now what we're going to do with the first butterfly is we're going to stamp it off the edge of the card here. I didn't cut this, I actually stamped it this way. So what I did is I took my stamp I kind of figured out where on the Stamparatus everything should fall, and I marked it off. So I know this one goes right here. And you can even line it up before you start stamping and see how that looks. I'm just going to take that magnet off. And then you're going to grab your gorgeous grape. This is where the gorgeous grape came from. And it's a good idea to use these little Stampin' Spots because they kind of keep your Stamparatus a lot more clean than if you were to use your pad. And then you just take your refill and you just ink them up, and then it's so much nicer. So I'm going to just stamp this butterfly, and I only need half. So I'm going to do from the body over here and try not to nab everything around it. So if you want to take some Post-it notes and just kind of tape everything off here, just in case you accidentally grab something. So we only have to worry about this part, so we don't have to worry over here. And then take your Stampin' Spot and stamp it up really good. Well, there's one for the blooper reel. I inked up the wrong side of the butterfly. That was stupid. Anyway, you're gonna ink up the right side, not the left, of the butterfly. That's silly. I only made this card like 6 times before I got it to where I liked it. So anywho, so let's ink up the correct side, get it nice and inked, and let's take off the mask. Don't forget, and then look for places that you might have nabbed, like, ooh, I see one right here. You definitely don't want to ink this with another section of that butterfly caught. That's why we masked it. So I'm glad I looked at that. And now I'm going to ink this part. Now on these orange stamps, make sure that you don't push down too hard. Sometimes you can leave a little halo. And so we're going to do that again. Now I'm going to go all commando without my mask here. Hopefully I won't regret that. It's not a good idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. Actually, I'm getting a little scared, so I'm going to go ahead and mask this. It's like, I know I'm going to nab that. And get that wing real good. Put another one here. Alrighty. And I'm going to take this off. And look, I nabbed a little bit of his wing right here. You really don't want to grab that because you will ruin your piece. So let's go ahead and stamp that. Good, and that's exactly what we want. Now that you've done the first butterfly, you need to take your chamois and clean it off. We're going to be cleaning off after every butterfly here, so that is all cleaned off. Now that we've done this butterfly, I'm going to do this one here, and I know where it is on the stamp. So I put this down once, and I'm going to move the papers around. So this one is going to go down here. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up, and I'm going to mask it as well. Don't forget to mask, because like I said, you don't want to get to the end of your project and find out you left a little halo around something, as I've already done that a couple of times today, and it stinks. And you have to start over. And what's terrible is you made your paper, so you really have to start over. So go ahead and get this nice and inked up. Take off the mask. Take off the mask. I have left my mask on before. And ink that. And look, my magnet is in the way. And then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go commando without my mask, which is a bad idea. But yeah, I'm going to do it. Look to see if you nab something like right there. And close it up. Alrighty, that's the second one. So after the second one, what do? We clean our stamp. So grab your chamois and clean it off. Now the third butterfly is right here. So I had this taped off from before. I took my plate and I moved it down one. And I still have my case under my plate here, so it has something to go against. So this one right here. And we're going to mask it off. Make sure we're not hitting anything. And let's go ahead and do that again. And we use Gorgeous Grape for the whole thing. So get this nice and inked up. And then take the mask off. And go like here. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go commando without the mess. Hopefully I won't nab it. Okay, looks good. I don't think I mapped. Now, when I did this before, I hit the edge of the stamp here with ink and I put a halo around it. So be careful, don't do a halo. So that looks good. So we're going to take our chamois and we're going to wipe this off, and I might as well wipe off the plate here as well and clean it up. Now the fourth butterfly, so we're going to take our plate and put it back in the original position, and I have it lined up here because I already have it taped off, and we're going to be doing this butterfly at the end. So let's go ahead and mask it up. Make sure we don't get anything else, and grab our gorgeous grape again and ink it up really well. Take the mask off. Take the mask off, and then make sure you didn't nab anything. Okay, and then bring it over to here. All right, let's do it again. I'm gonna do a commando, which is a bad idea, but I'm doing it anyway. And then let's ink it up again. All right, and there we've got our 4 butterflies on the front. Now for the inside, so we're going to take that second piece of shimmery white paper. I already know where I'm going to put it because I have it all taped off on my Stamparatus. And then I'm going to take some more Post-it notes and I'm going to tape off that middle butterfly because we want everything to stamp but him. So I'm going to do the top part first, and then I'll move to the bottom part. So take our gorgeous grape again, because we're going to use it once more. And I'm going to get this all inked up. Now this corner here, close to the door here, gets nabbed. So these are those orange stamps. They have a tendency to smush, and you can easily halo your piece. So be careful not to hit this edge, because that is what could happen. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip it over, take the mask off, and flip it over like so. And good. Now I got a little bit of there, but we're going to ink that anyway, so that doesn't matter. And I'm going to give it a little bit more on here, even though I don't have it masked. That's really kind of a silly thing for me to do, but I just want to hit it again real quick. There we go. Now let's move on to the bottom part. Take the mask again and mask off that middle butterfly, and like so. And then we're going to take that gorgeous grape again and ink it all up. Now the butterfly on the right is the only one that's going to be almost all the way stamped. Just a little corner of it goes off the page. That's okay. And then just the tops of these 2 guys here. Get them really good and inked. If you have to refill your gorgeous grape, refill it, because we want it nice and dark. Okay, and then we're going to take off the mask and make sure you didn't nab like the edge of this butterfly, and it doesn't look like we did. So let's go ahead and close that up and open it, and I'm going to give it a little more ink. Now this guy here needs some ink on the corner, you can see that, and the top inside here. And just be careful you don't grab that middle butterfly. And then I'm gonna close it up. Great. And then very carefully, I know I'm hitting my magnet ever so slightly. I want to grab the bottom one here. Perfect. Now then the next step. I'm going to go ahead and use my blending pens and color the 2 butterflies here. I'm going to use light and dark magenta. Now these stamps, they do tell you where to shade, because it's got its own little highlight markers inside the little butterfly here. So I know that when I'm done with the light magenta, I'm going to go in my dark and I'm going to darken up the spots here. So I'm just making an outline and then filling this in. And then I'm going to take the dark magenta and I'm going to see all these little spots here. Those are the ones that you just give the little dark highlight to. And it'll look like so. So I'm going to do this one, and I'll be right back. Now I'm done with the pink wings. I'm going to go ahead and take the light gray granite and fill his little body in like so. And while I'm at it, might as well grab the other little bodies here. Okay. Now for these two purple butterflies, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use light Highland Heather, and I'm going to do the shading with the dark Highland Heather. So it's pretty easy. Like I said, everything's kind of there to show you. So there's the light, and here's the dark. You just do those little splotchy things on its wings. And that's it. So I'm going to do the other one, and I'll be right back. Now we just need to do the blue one. So I'm grabbing my light balmy blue and I'm going to fill in the whole flower, the whole butterfly. Now I'm going to grab the dark balmy blue and make the little spots and shadows. And I am going to give it a little bit of dark purple just in certain spots here, just because I wanted to. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the sentiment in here, and I'm going to go ahead and use my Stamparatus again, because you never know. This one came out a little light, and I want to make sure that this one doesn't come out light. So let's stamp that. I'm going to give it one more. And there we go. Last thing left on the inside is to just nail it up and put it on the inside in the middle. And great, now we can go to the front. I'm going to grab the happy birthday from Beautiful Day, and I'm going to position this in the middle in between all the butterflies. Close this up, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment first. So I'm stamping the sentiment. Make sure on these orange stamps you don't nab the edge of the stamp, because when you push them down, because they're, you know, you can push them and they'll create that halo thing. So there's my sentiment. Now we're going to color the front, and we're going to do it kind of almost the same. We're going to do the two Magenta Madness and then the blues here. So start out with your light, do the whole butterfly except for his little body there, and then do the dark. So I'm going to do the two in the light. Now we're going to go ahead and do the dark magenta, and you can tell because this paper's been colored that it's going to look a little different, and we are going to change one color here in a minute, but let's go ahead and finish up all the dark spots in the magenta, and then we'll do the next step. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the bodies. Now in the inside of the card I used the light gray granite. On the front I'm going to use the dark. And with the big butterfly, yeah, I'm going to do his entire head and body here. Like so. And like so. And now let's go ahead and do the blue again. So I'm going to do the light balmy blue over these last two butterflies. All right, so I made a mistake. I put the dark balmy blue on the entire butterfly. So awesome. Yay, I made a mistake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the dark Highland Heather in there and see how that looks. So, yep. Now a little finishing touch here. I'm going to put Wink Stella over the butterfly wings. And be careful, sometimes Wink Stella, if you push on it too much, you get a big old glob. Try to avoid that. So And try to store these things upside down so they're all kind of ready to go when you need it. You don't have to shake and squeeze the thing and then get a clump of something. So I'm going to Wink and Stella these and I'll be right back. Now you got all the Wink and Stella on. It's really pretty. Go ahead and snail it up and put it on your card, and that's it. Now don't forget I give away the demo card. If you are a first-time subscriber, put your email in the comments, say you like the card. I'll email you back, get your address, and you'll find out if you won the card. So that'll do it for me. Thanks, bye.